Hi, everybody. Lori Lamont here, Female Empowerment EFT, and I'm really excited to be here today with Coach D of Fierce by Choice. Yay! So, so a little bit about me. I'm the creator of Sisterhood of Ideal Weight, and I'm an EFT practitioner working with women, empowering them. A little bit about Coach D. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely, yeah. So I work with women exclusively as well, and I am a behavior coach primarily. I started out with personal training, so I've been doing personal training, health and wellness for the last 22-ish years, and I've been specializing in women's only training in the last 5 years.
Oh, that is excellent.
Yeah,
So,
I love it. It's the best. It's the best. Like I'll never go back. Nothing against
right.
men; they're great, but there's just like this, like the sisterhood you talk about.
Mhm.
There's this like secret club where we kind of get it. Like we speak the same language without having to say a word, and that connection just fires me up.
Yes, and we all feed off of each other, and it's like we hold each other up, and we want each other to thrive, and it's just beautiful.
Absolutely.
So today we were going to talk about your 5 pillars of Fierce. Can you share them with us?
Yes, absolutely. So Fierce it started out with just the exercise component. And I found it at a time in my life where I was really struggling with what's my purpose? What am I doing? Like, what is this all for? And
Mhm.
because that was the only thing that I really trusted at that point in my life, that's where it started. And so I had been a trainer at that point for, 18 years. And so I reached out to women and said, I can help you with fitness. I know this is going to go bigger. I don't know where yet, but let's start here because this is tangible and we can do it. So that really was the foundation of Fierce, because women, I have found, have a difficult time prioritizing their health. And
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
we're always at the top of our own list.
Of course we are. We
Right.
never take care of everybody before ourselves.
Exactly.
This is shocking news to me.
Right, right.
Sorry.
Newsflash. And that's the thing, is that the first thing to go when we get busy is our time, primarily the fitness, because it's like, I could do it later, or is it that important? So that was always the foundation of it. It's where I felt the most expert. And so that's where I started. And then, of course, on top of that, a very close second is fuel, nutrition, nourishing the body with good food. And what we say in the Fierce Life is that we want to find food that feels good, tastes good, and allows our body to do good. So you want your food to taste good. This is not about deprivation. This is not about starvation. This is not about counting calories or macros or anything. It's just the food that my body needs to perform the way I want it to. And it's pretty basic. And so as close to the earth as possible is always what we talk about with fuel. Jumping back to fitness, since that was the foundation, again, it's similar to the fuel. Those, like, they're like this. They kind of go back and forth as to what I would put, first. I really think you can't have one without the other. And fitness is similar to the fuel. What feels good to your body, what allows you to challenge yourself at a level that is just enough to help you grow, help you improve, help you get stronger, but not so much that you feel defeated. And finding an intensity, finding a duration, finding a frequency that gives you that push with adequate recovery. That's another thing, because as women, we tend to just throw our needs to the side. The recovery piece tends to be something that we forget, that's just as important as the workout piece. Because your muscles don't get stronger in the gym. That's 45 minutes, an hour, whatever it is. It's all the other time. It's the rest and the fuel and the recovery. Okay. So those were kind of the start. And as Fierce progressed in my ability to coach, me learning more as a coach, getting better education, and just having the experience of coaching, you realize very quickly that these are absolute necessary pieces of the puzzle, but they're pieces. Right. And you could be the fittest person in the world. You could eat the cleanest, food in the world and be miserable. I've seen it. I've done it. You're like, I've been the fittest ever. I look the best I ever have on the outside, but on the inside, I'm completely broken. And so that's where it really started to dawn on me, like, we're missing something here.
Right.
And because Fierce started as an online program when I was in Texas until 6 years old. And then I moved to Massachusetts. It was only online when I lived in Texas. It didn't become a live program until I moved to Massachusetts. And it was really interesting because on the online component, we were able to do the other 3 pillars, which is fulfillment, friendship, and fun. Mm-hmm. Because you don't have the in-person contact with these people, right? And so you have to dive in a little bit deeper to what am I missing? Where is this connection piece where I don't get to see these people in person? It's like, okay, we're checking the boxes of fitness. We're getting our 3, 4, 5 workouts a week. We're eating relatively clean, a couple of parties, nights out here and there. What else? And again, for women, just like you said at the beginning, like, what? We always put ourselves first. We never do. Either it was conditioned by our moms, like we do it, even still, right? It was conditioned, it was modeled, it's just that's what we thought we're supposed to do, and so we've continued to do it. Yep. And so many of my clients have the house, the husband, the kids, the dog, the car, the vacations, the jewelry, the clothes, and they feel so unfulfilled. And it's because most of the time we focus on the boxes on the outside, we focus on keeping up with the Joneses and all the shoulds. Mm-hmm. Anytime you hear your brain saying should, that's an indication you're living someone else's, like on someone else's parameters, someone else's definition, right? Like yep. Same concepts. And so the fulfillment piece that we coach in Fierce is tapping inside. You know, you have all the answers. We just turn it off so much that we forget that like it's all in there. You just got to slow down, calm down, and find that fulfillment piece. So the easiest way to start with that is we talk about gratitude, of course, expressing gratitude, but practicing gratitude. Mm-hmm. We talk about having some silent time. We talk about having some me time. We talk about getting the stuff out, journaling, and sharing has been a big piece of that too. So like, oh wow, you have the exact same feeling that I do. I'm not crazy. Right. Mm-hmm. And asking yourself, what do I need? What do I need to feel good? Yep. And rarely, if ever, is it something that you can actually touch.
Right. Wow.
So that's the fulfillment piece. And that's probably like the heart. So when I think of the pillars, I'm like fitness, fuel, fulfillment, yep. Friendship, and fun. So the majority of my clients in Fierce are, 98% are moms. And the majority of them in Massachusetts are 40, 50, 60 plus. Mm-hmm. So these women are experiencing kids moving out of the house, menopause, transition, huge, big life transitions. And something that's interesting is when your kids are younger, you form friendships with mothers of your kids' friends. And you see them all the time, pick up, drop off, this event, that event, meeting, so on and so forth. Well, that's pretty heavy duty when your kids are in elementary school. Then you start to separate a little bit in middle school, and then high school, it's anything but. So these women are finding that after the kids go to college and they have an empty nest, which we'll probably get to this in another video, but our new term is open nest. It's an open nest. It's not like mom and dad are still there, or mom or dad, or whoever is there is still there. Right. Open, like you can come and go as you please. But when they become an open nest, it's harder to cultivate friendships because you're like, where do we connect? So that's where book clubs and all these clubs come in. Mm-hmm. And there's something about women coming together, as you know, but challenging yourselves, whether it's mentally, physically, both, that really bands them together. It's like we're in this torture together, like we can do this, high-fiving each other and grunting and, out trying to yell at each other during a workout. It's great. And so the friendship piece reminds you that you're not alone. It reminds you that in those moments that you can't get back up, you got your friends right there next to you to lift you up. Yep. And women need that, I think, more than men. Mm-hmm. That sisterhood, that tribe, that like, I got you, I got your back. Yes. So we make that an important part of Fierce, whether it's in our classes, we're always like, do you know their name? Do you know their name? We are a tribe. Or out in online challenges, we always have a component of friendship. Connect with a friend, call a friend, text a friend, write a card, whatever it may be. And then the fun piece is kind of connecting all the dots and asking yourself, am I having fun? So if your workout isn't fun, now, I don't mean easy. I mean fun. if your workout isn't fun, if creating food and eating food isn't fun, if the fulfillment things you figured out aren't fun and your friends aren't fun, we got a big problem. It's kind of like a test at the end, like, am I getting fun and all of these things? So I always capitalize fun, F-U-N, because it's got to kind of all come together. And if we're not having fun doing it, what's the point of it anyway? So that's the pillars of Fierce. I love alliteration, obviously. So everything's easy to remember: fitness, fuel, fulfillment, friendship, and fun. And to me, you can't have one without the other. And if one starts to sag, you can use the other ones to help build it back up.
I love this. And I love what you're doing with fun. And for me, I mean, I try to see joy in everything, even if it's not necessarily a joyful thing. I try to find joy in, throughout the day. And,
Absolutely.
And I mean, I think it's the same vibration, it's the same idea of finding the fun in this. And because if you're having fun, quite frankly, you're going to have better results. Your body's going to respond better. Your body's going to respond to the food better. It's going to respond to the exercise better. It's going to respond to the relation. It's going to respond to everything better if you're enjoying yourself. If it's worse and if it's terrible and you hate it, your body's just going to fight it. Like, it's not. So I love that you have fun in there, because it's so important.
We forget. Like, we think we're not supposed to have fun. We think that work isn't supposed to be fun. We think that working out isn't supposed to be fun. I have to go to the grocery store and I have to cook food. It's like, okay, maybe the actual act of going to the grocery store, driving, doing all that stuff isn't necessarily fun, but how can we flip this around to say, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to go buy a food I've never bought before. My friend and I are both going to cook 3 or 4 things and then share half of it. Like, there's so many ways to flip your perspective on all of these components that are a part of our everyday life, but just in a monotonous way that either, again, was modeled for us, or we've been conditioned to do simply because we've always done it. It's like, you can change it whenever you want.
Right.
You have to be willing to choose something different. And it comes from exactly the work that you're doing, like EFT. Comes from the sisterhood. It comes from having a coach guiding you and a tribe to support you. It's possible. It just takes a willingness to try it, and then a guideline to follow to get you there.
Yes, absolutely. Wow. All right. Well, then I'm going to wrap it up here and say thank you for sharing your pillars with us. I think as women are listening to this and watching this, maybe they can be taking some of these, thinking about this as they're going through their life, right? As they're looking at what their fuel is and what, whether they're working with you or working with me or working with anyone, right? Just kind of taking a look at those 5 pillars. And if you need help, reach out to Coach D.
Absolutely. Yeah. Reach out to me anytime, for sure.
And we'll have all of your information in the description below. But do you want to share your website first?
Absolutely. So Coach D at fiercebychoice.com is my email. You can email me directly. You can find me on Instagram at Fierce Coach D, Facebook at Fierce Coach D. And then my website is fiercebychoice.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.